Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're back in the garage again. What I wanted to do tonight is go over the engine bay of my car. For those of you first time watching, this is my 1932 Ford Model B. This is the 4-cylinder version. This is the first year they come out with the V8, but they also gave the 4-cylinder option for people that were just a little bit leery about stepping up into that new, not really tested out V8 that Ford come out with back in 1932. So when we're looking at this, you know, keep in mind this is not a show car. Not everything's perfect. Not everything's correct. All that good business. But so let's take a look at the car. Okay, everybody, here it is. We're on the driver's side. This is the engine bay of my old car. This is a 4-cylinder flathead. And like I said, she's not a show car, but she runs good. Of course, you know, starting, we got the radiator. Here is the water pump. I do have to grease this. See that grease fitting right there? I do have to grease that with some water resistant grease. You got 4 spark plugs. Distributor, obviously that's not period correct. Not sure why he changed that. Probably for reliability would be my guess, because I used to take these on long trips. But I'm sticking with it. I actually just did replace the spark plugs and wires and the distributor cap on it. I did that last year, I believe. Sorry I didn't make a video on that, but it wasn't a very big job. What else we got here? You got right here, you've got your oil fill. That's where you put your oil in. I use 30 weight non-detergent. I believe it holds 4.5 quarts. There is no oil filter for this engine. So basically just a drain plug on the oil pan, drain it out and pour your new in. According to the original owner's manual of the car, you're supposed to change the oil every 500 miles. And I actually just changed the oil last summer, so I'm still on. I still got a ways to go before I have to change the oil in it. You got your, this is added on. This is the radiator coolant overflow. Actually had to replace this last year. My grandfather had another plastic one on here, and the plastic where it bolts to the firewall here, the plastic got old and it just broke off and I couldn't repair it. Just wasn't worth repairing. I think I bought that one at AutoZone for like 10 or 12 bucks, something like that. So you see the line coming out of here, the overflow, and it runs down and right there runs up to the bottom of the tank. And then this little guy right here, this little tube, I had to drill a hole through this one and run this little tube, and that's my overflow for the overflow that runs actually out onto the floor. If it ever get hot and need to escape, it's got an escape. Solenoid starter. Here, steering column goes up into the car, and just your basic wiring. Got your horn up here, headlights, wiring for that. So yeah, pretty simple. Not a whole lot to it. It's just amazing to me, you know, looking at these old cars, how simple they were made compared to what we have today. I mean, there's no computer in here. There's nothing telling anything what to do. It's basically just relied on air, gas, and spark, and how everything's timed out to make that work. And surprisingly, you know, it's, you know, how reliable these things are. I mean, they really are. They run good. If you got them tuned up and got everything set right, they're pretty reliable. Paint's starting to fade, starting to chip off. But that doesn't affect how it runs. And she runs good. All right, let's go to the other side and take a look at it. Okay, we're on the passenger side now. For those that don't know, I'll show you how I open it up. So you got two spring-loaded hooks that you just reach down with your fingers and you pull it up. They're under tension, under a spring tension. And you just lay them back. They're just hooked on there like that. And then that frees up the engine, or the hood, and you can lift it up. And there is this hook right here that you can flip out, let the hood rest on it. But for videoing purposes, I'm going to lay this up here so we can get some light down in here so we can see what's going on. So this is the passenger side. This is where your carburetor, fuel pump, exhaust manifold, and all that is. So I guess we're going to start down here. If you watch my past videos, I was talking about how my grandfather put a electric fuel pump, which is on the driver's side frame. But original, how they do it is a mechanical fuel pump that's alongside the engine block here. And when the engine turns, it pumps and it sucks fuel all the way from the rear gas tank up here and then feeds the carburetor. So to help with that, so I guess so he wasn't working the starter and the battery, and just to make it easier on the old car, he put an electric fuel pump in there that you prime that before you start it. And that gets fuel up here to this little guy, and he doesn't have to work so hard. So here's the carburetor. I think this is a Zenith carburetor. But you have your fuel in from the fuel pump. Here's your bowl, I guess is what you call it, and it's got the float. You've got your set screw here to control how much fuel is going into the carburetor. This sets your idle. This here runs to the gas pedal. This is what, when you run it, that opens a flap, and you know, air, fuel, all that. That's what makes it rev up. This here, that's your choke cable. What's interesting about this is it has a mixture. You actually can turn the choke counterclockwise, and it makes this mixture rich, and you turn it clockwise and it'll make it lean, and you kind of got to find your sweet spot. It's basically, I think it's for when the engine's cold, like in the winter or whenever it's a cold start and you start it up, you give it a little bit more fuel till it warms up, and then you adjust it accordingly. And then you have your so-called air filter. I don't really think that does much. I keep it clean, but I guess it just keeps debris from getting sucked up into the carburetor. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The story I have with it, I actually talked to a member of the Model A group that was, and he was bragging on this car in particular because he said that Model A's have a tendency to be get vapor locked in hot weather. And he said this one wouldn't get vapor locked. And I'm assuming that that's what this little dude does right here, because it runs down to there. And I think that lets that pressure or whatever that causes these little engines to get vapor locked when they get hotter. I think that helps get rid of that. But he said that this little car, they run it one time. Oh, they said it was down in Florida or somewhere down in the South, and the whole group was just about down because they were vapor locked. And this Model B would start up and run good. I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think, and if you know what it is, let me know. Let me know in the comments what it is. I would like to know for sure. I mean, I've just got a story to go by. So let's do I'll get you guys set up where you can see this side of it, and I'll start it up and we'll listen to it run. Runs pretty good for 90 years old. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you like. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.